Now, it'd be pretty easy for anyone to argue that things have gotten a bit stale over at Mazda. I mean, the Miata is almost 10 years old. The CX-7 and the CX-9 have dashboard experiences that are probably older than that. And let's face it, nobody really liked that big goofy grin that's on all of their current models. So in many ways, the CX-5 is an opportunity for Mazda to totally reinvent itself with a new model that has a new design language, a whole new dashboard experience, and a new Skyactiv engine technology that helps it to get a bit more efficiency. I'm Antoine Goodwin with CNET.com. Let's take a look at this 2013 CX-5 Grand Touring and see what it's all about. Underneath the CX-5's hood and powering the front wheels is the new Skyactiv G gasoline-powered engine. This is a 2-liter 4-cylinder mill. Now, we're usually not fans of plastic engine covers, but I mean, the blue paint on this one that indicates that this is a Skyactiv model is almost lickable. That's not really the important part, though. What is important is how the direct injection technology in here helps this engine to get 155 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. Now, that's not a lot of power, but outright power isn't the Skyactiv's game. What we're looking for here is efficiency. A combination of lightweight materials used throughout the vehicle, low friction components in the engine, and a couple of aerodynamic tweaks help the CX-5 to get a fuel economy rating from the EPA of 26 in the city, 32 on the highway. Now, you can add an all-wheel drive system for a bit more sure-footedness at the expense of a couple of miles per gallon in each category. Or you can step down to the decontented CX-5 Sport model, which uses a 6-speed manual transmission to get about 3 more miles per gallon on the highway for a total of 35. Now, our CX-5 is a Grand Touring model. That means most of the tech in the cabin is actually going to come standard. That basically includes this 5.8-inch color touchscreen and, of course, a 9-speaker Bose audio system and a full cache of digital audio sources. USB connectivity with iPod playback. You also got an auxiliary input for analog playback. There's Sirius XM satellite radio and, of course, HD radio and Bluetooth for hands-free calling and audio streaming. Now, the Bluetooth audio streaming is a bit wonky. It seems like it only really wants to play back when the player or audio source that you're listening to displays metadata. Check this out. We've got our Android phone right here, and right now we're on the stock audio player that shows metadata. Now, if I jump over to Spotify and start playing something there, it stops. I can jump back to the standard audio player, picks back up again. And then finally, Pandora, you get nothing, like nothing. Of course, your phone may report metadata on all of the apps, and I hope that's what works for you. The navigation system in Mazdas used to be so bad that we'd often find ourselves telling you just skip the whole thing and get a Garmin or a TomTom. Seems like even Mazda's taken that advice these days because they've switched over to a TomTom-powered navigation system. Give that automaker a couple extra $100 and they'll get you the Grand Touring Tech Package, which amongst other things gets you this SD card reader down here and a little SD card that's filled up with TomTom map data. This navigation system benefits from TomTom's excellent IQ routing software, which basically takes into account their HD traffic service to give you the fastest, most efficient route between any 2 points. That basically means that a trip from home to work at 9 a.m. may yield a different route from the same trip planned at 11 a.m. or even 5 p.m. based on historic and current traffic trends. Okay, so around town, the Mazda CX-5 is a little bit rougher than other vehicles in its class. That little bit of extra roughness kind of gives you the illusion that this car would have some sort of really good road handling chops. And I mean, at about regular around town, zipping down an off ramp, quickly cutting around a corner type speeds, it's not bad. Now, the biggest problem that I think a lot of people are going to have on their first outing with the CX-5 is that, well, 155 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot on paper, and it's not a lot of horsepower in practice. You're going to have a hard time just hanging on to 60 miles an hour without really dropping down into fourth or fifth gear. But the 6-speed automatic transmission actually isn't that bad. I mean, aside from its tendency to jump all the way up to 6th gear, thereby leaving you out of the power band, when you do actually need it to give you a little bit of extra get up and go, it is happy to downshift, and it'll drop down into 5th if you give it just a little bit extra gas, for those situations where you need to go uphill. And those shifts are crisp and quick, not really smooth and sluggish and loose like you will in a lot of other transmissions. The 2013 CX-5 starts at $20,695 for the basic sport model with its manual transmission that's going to get you the best fuel economy. Now, if you're even thinking about getting half of the tech that's available on this car, go ahead and skip the touring trim level and jump straight to Grand Touring, which is going to get you all of that for $27,045. Then go ahead and add $1,325 for the tech package, which gets you the TomTom navigation and HID headlights.